The Livelihood Improvement Family Enterprises Project for the Niger Delta, LifeND, directly supports Nigeria's agricultural policy and the strategic framework for youth employment and job creation. The project was designed and approved by the Executive Board of IFAD in December 2017, while the Federal Executive Council, led by President Muhammadu Buhari, met and approved the IFAD-funded LifeNG project in October 2018. Nigeria is Africa's most populous country, having 42% of the youth and 36% of the women either unemployed or underemployed, an issue that requires redress to alleviate poverty both now and into the future. The Livelihood Improvement Family Enterprises Project for the Niger Delta, LifeND, is a project of the Federal Government of Nigeria, FGN, designed in collaboration with International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, and Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. The project is in response to the limited readily available options for the disadvantaged youth and women in the rural and suburban communities to improve their means of livelihood and help them to live decent lives. LifeND promotes community-based on-farm and off-farm business activities along key agricultural value chain as a mechanism for job and wealth creation amongst unemployed and underemployed youths and women-headed households.
This project is an initiative of the Federal Government of Nigeria and the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, towards ensuring that there is sustainable agricultural development within the Niger Delta region. The project supports the agricultural policy of the Federal Government of Nigeria and also the strategic framework of government towards ensuring that there is a youth empowerment, job creation within the country at large. And the objective of the project largely is to enhance income and also ensure that there is food security and job creation for the rural youth and women in the Niger Delta region using sustainable agricultural development as a driving tool.
The LifeND project adopts an incubator model at the community level of the local government areas, targeting core commodities of comparative advantage in such communities. LifeND communities beneficiaries are identified, trained, and supported in different segments of agriculture along the entire value chain. IFAD is funding Abia, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Edo, and Ondo are among the different states in the Niger Delta region where LifeND is currently making impact in the lives of the beneficiaries, while NDDC is to provide funding for Rivers, Imo, and Akwa Ibom states. Each state project coordination office, SPCO, will select 4 out of the 7 commodities in consultation with the state government and IFAD. The commodity selection will be guided by criteria including the level of return of investment, potentials for job creation, and government priority. Cassava, rice, plantain, oil palm rehabilitation, cocoa rehabilitation, fishery, poultry are commodities chosen for each state for the 9 Niger Delta states. For states like Ondo, where 4 enterprises consisting of cassava farming, cocoa farming, fish farming, and poultry farming. IFAD, FGN, NDDC, LifeND is targeting 4,250 youths and women across Ondo State within 6 years, being the first phase of the LifeND project.
I wasn't into fish farming before getting involved in IFAD program, but due to the passion that I have for fish farming, I developed more interest.
Lanre Adekunle, At 2020 IFAD, Federal Government of Nigeria Life ND Incubatee story is an inspiration for many who had wished going into fishery business but had no money to venture into the business.
And when I check it and I discovered I'm interested in fish farming, and I applied for it. Fortunately, I was shortlisted and I was interviewed by IFAD personnel.
Ondo State, also reputed for cocoa farming, has however over time failed to meet its once bountiful yield in cocoa harvest over the years due to lack of technology in cocoa farming techniques and inadequate or lack of other factors mitigating against good yields in cocoa.
It has added a lot of value to my life because before I don't have anything I'm doing. But now having been trained under IFAD, I can boast of a farm of my own where I realize money.
The state project coordinator attributed the success of the project in Ondo State to the partnership they have with the Cocoa Revolution and Management Agency and the Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria.
Ondo State is well known, arguably as the largest producer of cocoa in Nigeria. And when this project came on board, we looked at it, okay, how do we develop the youth along the value chains that are existing in cocoa production? We are looking at the area of farm rehabilitation. All the cocoa farms can be rehabilitated. 2, we are looking at nursery establishment. Then 3, we are looking at processing, ensure that we have what called a premium cocoa beans, being processed, within the farming folds that we have in Ondo State.
In Abia State, where the project has commenced fully, many of the Life ND incubatees have graduated and now have their own agro-businesses and are helping to reduce the unemployment issue in the Niger Delta region.
My portion of cassava farm is over here. After cultivating after preparing the farmland, we have planted my cassava. I've applied the herbicides to help my crops grow well.
Yes, we have trained them well. For example, those that came in for us to train were incubatees in the area of rice processing. We have trained them on rice processing, rice packaging, and rice marketing.
Narrating the challenges earlier faced in securing lands for their activities in Abia State, the state project coordinator noted he is, however, pleased that things are now better.
The project at the initial stage, of course, when we got to the communities to advocate, seek for their participation, full participation and support to the project, there were doubts. They said, some of them carelessly said, it's not one of those government projects that will come and at the end of the day, nothing is fizzles out and without much impact. And we kept reinforcing the message that we've come for real. And I'm happy to speak today that most of these communities are saying a different story.
Our economy based on oil today as a country is no longer going to be the way forward in a few years' time. So there is need for us to begin to look at agriculture as a business and not for subsistence, food on the table enterprise, but something that can help you employ people, provide food for sustainability, and also provide valuable raw material for other small industries. This is how important agriculture is to us.
Also in Bayelsa State, precisely in Sabagria community in Klokuma-Opokuma local government area, Life ND has been equally performing wonders in the lives of once jobless youths and women, as 10 of the indigenes or residents have gone through intensive training for plantain suckers multiplication.
After the training, they are back to Bayelsa State to establish their own sucker multiplication farms. So they are actually doing very well, and it's a success story, and I want IFAD to actually continue. So I'm using this opportunity to thank IFAD also the state government, and LifeND National.
The lives of these beneficiaries have changed positively after receiving training, put what they have learned to work, produce plantain suckers, and are now selling these plantain suckers to generate revenue, thereby improving the lives of the incubatees and their dependents.
I am one of the trainees of plantain multiplication. I and my team went to Onne for the training, and we have successfully completed the training. So far so good. They have set us up, so we've been able to multiply the suckers, which we are selling them now.
Edo State is one state where LifeND project has gathered momentum as the state government has contributed its own share of the counterpart funds to the LifeND programs.
Mr. Governor has graciously paid the counterpart fund requirement for this project. He has paid the sum of 49 million, and that is a great boost to the project. Mr. Governor Norasi Obaseki has passion for agriculture, and he has given us all the support to achieve the project's goals and objectives in the state. And so far so good. We have trained 250 incubatees. Incubatees are the unemployed youth and women which are enlisted into the project, and they are undergoing various levels of training. That is as per apprenticeship and mentorship. The first set of 125 incubatees, out of that number, 82 number of them have gotten working capital, and they are at various levels of the mentorship phase. The second batch of 125 incubatees are undergoing apprenticeship. So far so good. 250 incubatees enlisted are doing well.
I know say it could change my life. This empowerment God may bring, may God bless them. I know say there is future, there is hope for me, and I thank God. All my friends will be say they see they suffer, I go introduce them to this empowerment of LifeND program, because they will benefit, because I know that there is good thing in it.
Delta, which is also a partner to the LifeND project, has been making giant strides in the lives of the youth and women of the state.
The project is doing in such a way that as they are going out, the project will find a way to get them established on their own, because what the project is looking at is for them to now grow to become incubators at the end of the day. So just as the fund is revolving, so it is expected that they themselves, who are incubatees that will grow to become incubators, eventually have incubatees attached to them within this period.
And in Cross River State, LifeND program has started to impact many young men and women, especially in the rural areas, where LifeND has been to several communities, and the support has been enormous and well received by Cross Riverians. The success story of the LifeND project in the state is what has gladdened the minds of those behind the project, as it helped to reduce most of the negatives associated with the youths and women of the Niger Delta region.
The kind of perception about the region, about the youth of the region, that largely the youths are not really keen on agriculture is what I've come to realize that it's not really true. Because within these 2 years that we've been on board, we've seen that if the right messages are communicated to the youth and the right approach is used, we can say like that the youths are within the jet age, and that is the technology as a major tool we've used in propagating and communicating and carrying out advocacy about the need for them to see agriculture as the way to go.
It has also helped with the federal government of Nigeria's diversification of accrued revenue by keying into agriculture for unemployed youth and women, as mapped out in the country's Vision 2020 drive.